Ashley asked me if I'd write her a song, so I wrote her a song for her awesome show. Her show is cool and it's lots of fun, so get your popcorn ready, everyone. Who will she interview on her show today? The Jonas Brothers or Nick Lachey?
Hi, welcome to the Awesome Ashley Show. Today I have STEWART Smith. He's a professional photographer, and we're going to learn a little bit about him today. Hi, Stu. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
How much time do we have? I'm just kidding. Sure. I am a professional photographer. I have a studio in Scarborough, Maine. I've been doing photography for over 20 years now.
Didn't you move one to Old Orchard Beach, too?
I have an office in Old Orchard Beach.
Okay, that's your office. Okay.
Yep. If anyone wants to stop by and see me, I'm right across the street from the Grand Vic. There's a place called the Bull and Brew, and I have my office is there. I use my office to pretty much book photo shoots and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice little hub. I get to socialize with a lot of people.
That's cool. So, what made you want to become a photographer?
What made me want to become
what was your thing saying, "Oh, I want to become a photographer"?
Well, that's a good question. I don't. It's a two-part answer.
We have time for two-part answers.
Huh?
I said we have time for two-part answers.
Okay. All right. So when I was a kid, my parents would take me to Fenway Park, and I remember watching the photographers running back and forth on the field taking pictures. And I'm like, if I was one of those guys, I would be on the field instead of in the crowd. And so I'm watching them, taking pictures of the ball players, even talking to them. Like, how cool would that be? And then I'm from Rumford, and we used to go down to the Auburn Mall, and they had a bookstore. Walden Books, I think. I can't remember what bookstore it was. And I remember, this is going to sound bad, but I remember sneaking into the photography section.
Yeah.
Where they had like books like with models.
Yep.
Supermodels and stuff. Like, that's kind of cool. And I thought I would like to photograph these people. And so, it was just stuck in my head. I think I thought photography, I was just really interested in it.
That's cool. Have you photographed anybody famous?
Yep. I've had the opportunity to do that. This is the thing that blows my mind to this day, like when I get to photograph celebrities or whatnot. A lot of sports figures. I got to photograph Aretha Franklin. When I went to college, I was an intern at the Providence Civic Center. I shot the Providence Bruins. In return, I got to shoot all the events that took place there, so got to photograph Aretha Franklin and a bunch of stars on ice, the ice skating people. And then I shot Rob Gronkowski. Why am I going blank right now? I photographed, I got to do meet and greets with people. So I got to meet Rihanna before she became famous.
Before she became famous.
What's that?
Before she became famous.
Yeah, well, she was just getting up there.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to think. I've shot a lot of athletes, a whole bunch of them, a lot of people in the music industry. It's been awesome.
Now, when you first started, from now, how has the camera-wise changed with the social media and all that, because it's changed over the years?
Yeah,
so
just a little bit.
So when you first started, how was it when you first started photography, and how is it now with all the programs you can use to edit and stuff? And so how is that?
That's a great question. No one's ever asked me that. Honestly, it's mind-blowing. I went from, so when I was a kid, I was in elementary school, and in the back of a comic book, you could sell, there was this thing where you would sell seeds, like for cucumbers and zucchini and whatever. You go do it, they'd send you the seeds, and then you send them the money, and then you can pick out the prize that you want. I chose in elementary school a little Kodak 110 camera. Now this is,
Isn't those the ones that like shoot out like right after you take it, or is
that's a Polaroid.
okay?
This thing was like little micro negatives, and you'd send out the cartridge, and then you get your pictures back. So then, when I got into high school, would shoot, and you had to shoot on with film.
Yeah.
So then you'd have to go in the darkroom, develop the film, and then you let it dry, and then take the film, put it in a projector, project it on a piece of paper, put it in these chemicals, and you'd make your own prints.
That's what I'm saying. Like now technology has changed where you can just take that and put it on the computer and just do some program, like use some program. So that must have been hard when you first started to do it.
People have no idea. People have no idea. And on top of that, you needed a light meter. So right now, if I wanted to take your picture,
Yeah.
I needed this thing. It looks like something from Men in Black. You would hold it in front of the person and read what the light was.
Yeah.
Then you'd set your camera to what this thing told you. And nowadays, you can shoot anything on your cell phone, and your exposure is amazing. Like technology. I mean, for me to superimpose you next to Patrick Dempsey, that was like, it was almost impossible to do with a print and in the darkroom.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. And now I can literally just take you one click of the button, and there he is, sitting right next to you. Oh, look at you smile. We got to get him on your show. Patrick Dempsey, you need to be on the show. So anyway, no, but it's changed so much, and you can, instead of you waiting a week to get your pictures, I can take a picture of you and just send it to you. Like, I mean, it has changed leaps and bounds, and it's, the unimaginable is now imaginable. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, because you can do everything over social media now. Facebook, Instagram. Even those you can, I mean, I know those aren't like off the top pictures, but even those you can edit if you want, like change the background color.
Anything.
Yeah, so it's amazing to me.
But that being said, I could take a picture, post it on social media, and unfortunately, some people will take your picture and use it how they want, and that's the hard thing as an artist. Like it's hard to see your work being taken without permission. I mean, this is a whole other level of, like people don't understand, like to watch your work being used in a way you didn't intend it to be. So at first I used to get really upset, and then no one put the gun to my head and said, put that photo on social media. These are the risks that take place.
Right.
You put something on social media, you don't know where it's going to end up, and you can't blame anyone but yourself because you put it on there.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
There we go.
That's a good point. What is the hardest part about being a photographer?
The hardest part. I would say, honestly, it's when you work with someone and you create some amazing work, and then they'll take your photos and they'll post them online, but they don't say I took them. Like, I mean, I'm not looking for all the glory, but it's just a nice feeling to know that you appreciated a photo that I took. You would just think people would do that, and it's a tough thing for me to see my pictures get posted, and people are gushing, oh my God, Ashley, you look beautiful. Look at you. What a great photo. There's a wave in back of you, just a really awesome shot. And you're like, thank you. I know. And it's like, I'm sitting here going, all these people have no idea I took it. And I'd say that's hard because this is my livelihood. And I try to tell people, it's like, even if I just do a snapshot of you, like it's just nice to see people say, Stu took it.
Yeah.
Because this is what I do. Without my name being attached to my work, like this is how I live.
Well, isn't that how your pictures are anyway at the bottom? Like if, because I don't know if I went on your, No, it was the pictures you sent me, actually. It said Stu Smith on the bottom.
Yep.
So is that why photographers put their name on the bottom of the picture?
Without a doubt. But, so.
I always wondered that, like, why photographers
Oh,
do that. It's like right in the corner, like, you know, like their name. So
Yeah.
now I know why they.
Yeah.
Now I know why they do that.
It's important. But once again, the hardest thing to deal with is if I put it in the bottom right-hand corner, say
Yeah.
I shoot a vertical,
Yeah.
put it in the bottom right-hand corner, and then you make it your profile and then crop it,
You can't see. Yeah.
you can't see it.
Yeah,
And you're not gonna say Stu took it.
Yeah.
You're gonna put your photo up and put some quote from Taylor Swift or something by it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, so it's
But now I know why they
yeah.
photographers put
Oh,
their
it's
name
really important.
put their name on the bottom.
For sure. It's like, I'm the one that might be in the mud. Well, you're in this, dry area. I'm in the mud, bleeding because I fell on a rock or whatever, taking this photo, and you love the photo. And I'm glad that you're excited to put it up. But it's like when you don't get recognized, it's kind of hard. And like I said, it's hard to kind of talk about because it's like I don't want to sound like I'm just begging for glory.
Yeah.
But it's like this is what I do for a living, so it's kind of important.
Okay, so what is the best part of being a photographer?
The people I meet and the places I've gone. Like, I mean, I love people, and everyone has a story. And the best thing is like when you take a picture of someone. If I took a picture of you and you and I take a picture on my phone of you, and I hand it to you. If you to watch you smile, like to watch your face light up because you like the photo, money doesn't buy that. Like that's the best feeling.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that's what got me into it. It's a little embarrassing story, but I'm going to tell it so the world can hear it. When I was in high school, my friends and I would be partying, and I'd be taking pictures. I graduated from my 110 camera to a 35 millimeter camera, snap and shoot these pictures.
Yeah, and through technology, those cameras must change between now and that, like now.
Oh yeah.
Between when when you were a teenager.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, nowadays, I'm glad we didn't have digital phones back then.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy about that because there were a lot of moments I'm glad that probably didn't get caught on.
Yeah.
On camera.
Or video.
Yeah, or video. But I'd take pictures of my friends with my camera. I'd send them out. Do you remember Laverdia's? It's like Rite Aid.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, we had a Laverdia's in Rumford, and people in Rumford probably thought my friends and I were crazy because of the pictures they'd developed.
Yeah, because you can get pictures developed there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what I would do. And I remember getting a stack of photos back, and I remember being in gym class, and I handed my friends a stack of pictures, and they're looking at them, and to watch them all laugh, and just laugh as hard as they were laughing, it was the coolest feeling because I gave them something that they looked at, and it gave them a feeling, you know what I mean?
Nice.
And when you take pictures like at a wedding, and I'll show the bride a photo of her, or her and her mom, or her and her dad, like to watch tears come to someone's eyes. Yeah, exactly, right? How cool is that? It's the greatest feeling. It's the best feeling. So I would say that's the best part of what I do.
And what would you say to anybody that that's trying to start becoming a photographer? Because you've been doing it for so many years.
Yeah, I think treat people the way you want to be treated. When you're a photographer, you're putting trust in me. So you have to really, for me to get the best pictures of you, you have to kind of let your guard down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if you're on edge, your pictures are going to look stiff.
On edge, yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's through the whole process. It's before you do the photo shoot, during the photo shoot, and after the photo shoot. I think it's really important to just treat people good. I'll photograph people and other photographers like, well, I shot that person, and I didn't get photos like that. It's like you have to listen to who you're working with. That's the number one thing. Listen to what your people that you're working with tell you, and you're going to be good.
Has any of your pictures been in magazines?
Yep. Yep. So back in 2008, 9, Maxim magazine used to do this thing called the Hometown Hotties. I used to shoot a lot of that. So every now and then my photos ended up in their magazines. And even before 2011, I shot for Playboy for a while. I ended up doing their special editions. And just as things were starting to get more work from them, they shut the division down. The magazine industry right now, so talking about advice for photographers, the magazine industry's changed so much. Like magazines aren't as popular as they used to be.
Because you can get everything on social media now.
Pretty much, yeah. So if you're a photographer...
Even newspapers, like...
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. So it was good at the time, and it helped launch my career doing what I was doing. But, I mean, it's always nice to see your work in a magazine because it lets you know that, A, your work's appreciated and that you did something worthy of being in a magazine.
That's cool. And I always wondered how you take, like, beautiful pictures of the sky, like, at Orchard Beach, because I love, like, the sunset and, like, all those pretty, like, colors. So do you have to go at a certain time to get, like,
Yep.
those pictures?
Yep. You got to know your environment like you know people. Like I was just telling you, try to figure out the people you work with. You have to know you want a sunrise, you got to get up early, and you got to, unfortunately, Dunkin' Donuts might not even be open yet by the time you're getting up. You go down, and you hope, this is the crazy part, you hope that the sunrise is beautiful, because I've gone down there, and I've left really upset because the sky wasn't pretty or whatever. And like on a day where the clouds are puffy, those are my favorite days to go out. Like if there's a puffy cloud day, I will usually venture out somewhere because it just gives the sky that drop, like especially if the clouds are gray or black, like we're gonna get a storm. That's the best time. I've been shooting down at Double Headlight a lot.
Because last night on my way to my grandparents, there was like this beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I think the sun was going down at that time.
Yeah.
But it was like so beautiful.
Yep.
And I tried to take it with my phone, but it didn't come out as good, so I just deleted it. So I was like, man.
Yep. Sometimes cell phones don't quite cut it, unfortunately. Speaking of, go to Double Headlight, and you'll see people, out on the rocks with their cell phone cameras when the moon's nice and full moon, and they're not probably gonna get the most
The full moon.
Yeah,
The picture they want. Besides photography, what do you do for fun besides photography? And what is like one of the biggest challenges that you had to face?
I like live music, and it's a tough one. Besides photography, I go on, when I have time to myself, I hop in my car, grab my camera, and go shoot scenic. So without photography, I like to hang out with my friends. I like to go try new restaurants or places, see what's out there for food and stuff. I like to go to Boston. I love Boston. I like to just go play tours for the day, go to Celtic games. As far as challenges, are you asking me challenges as a photographer?
No, because I know you have some health challenges that you had to overcome.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yep. 2004, I had colon cancer. So that
was that hard to do while you were trying to photography?
Yeah, definitely. luckily I had a good pool of friends that were photographers, and I had to call on them. I was shooting for the Portland Sea Dogs at the time, and the season just started when I found out. And I ended up in the hospital. I was there for like a week and a half. I gotta just say, the nurses I had at Maine Med were phenomenal. Like they were amazing, and they took good care of me. And you know, going through that, you definitely find out who your friends are, because back in the day, I was putting on fashion shows and doing all this stuff down in the old port at the clubs and whatnot. And I think probably 2 or 3 of the people from the club scene came to see me. I mean, that was a challenge, just figuring out this group of people. They like you, but they're not in your corner when times get hard. So that was really hard for me, because I thought everyone loved me, but it's kind of like things get misinterpreted when your health is bad. Yeah. But when once I got back on my feet, I had to cancel a couple weddings through this time, you know, because I really wasn't as mobile as I would have liked to have been. I couldn't give them 100%, so I had to figure out who could photograph these people's weddings. So that was a challenge, and then just getting through it. And I mean, I'm telling you now, the most important thing: get your colonoscopies, people. They're important. It saved my life. You gotta get a colonoscopy. So I was very open and vocal about what I went through, because I knew I didn't really I didn't know what to do at the time.
So were you scared, or did that motivate you to do more things and get out there more after you discovered that, oh, I have, you know, colon cancer? So did that kind of scare you, but also make you do more things out in the world, if that makes any sense?
Without a doubt. And I'm sure you'll understand. Like, when you're told you're either going to go this way or that way, and it's the roll of the dice. And luckily I stayed to the right, not to the left. My doctor told me, he goes, you got a 50-50 chance of coming out of this. And I mean, I don't know what painkillers I was on. And I remember him telling me, and I'm like, okay, and it didn't really absorb into my brain probably for about a week after that. Now you have to ride this roller coaster of not knowing if you're gonna make it, you know? And then once you come out of it, you realize that you only have one shot at this. So the things that used to stress me out or whatever became irrelevant. Like, I became less stress-free, because every day you wake up is just a gift, you know?
Yep.
I feel very blessed. Every day I wake up, I thank God for, you know, having oxygen in my lungs for another day. And, you know, that's the biggest thing, is just to use every day is precious. And that's kind of, it fueled me. If I'm only here for this amount of time, I'm going to try to do the best I can. Make the most of it. I mean, I'm watching you. You're out there on your surfboard, Ashley, like your Beach Boy music playing in the background. You know, like everything you've gone through. Like, when you wake up, you realize, hey, I'm awake and I need to make the best of every day that I'm.
Yep, because I think me and you both have something in common.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because I almost passed away in 2016.
Yeah.
And I'm here, so.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
So that's what we have in common, so.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
We're here. We might as well make the most of it.
Yep.
We probably drive people crazy while we're here, but that's okay.
But that's okay. We're here, right?
Yep.
But besides being a TV host, I always wanted to become a photographer, but I never pursued that dream because, you know, because I always take pictures of my dog, family, friends. So, but probably not as good as you, but.
Yeah, but the thing is, you love it.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the beautiful thing about photography. When I was starting out, when there were new photographers, you know, coming on the block, it's like you get a little bit edgy because, you know, for a little bit, you look at it as competition. And as I've gotten older, I realize how happy I I am with photography, how much photography means to me, and the joy I get out of it. Like I'll take friends out to take pictures of scenics with me.
Yeah.
Because of the joy it brings me. It's like the coolest thing to share with other people.
That's
And
so cool.
yeah, and the fact that you love taking pictures of dogs and scenery and stuff, it's a good feel. Like everyone should take pictures.
Yeah.
It's a very
And it's a memorable thing too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you can look back at it and be like, ooh, you know, that was me back when, you know, a good memory or something.
yeah, for sure.
So, do you have like I know you do have a Facebook page, but for the viewers that are watching this now, is there a website or anything that you can, if they want you to photograph them, is there any way they can get a hold of you on your website, email? You know, I know you have social media, but is there a certain way that you have if somebody wants to get in touch with you for a session, is there a way you go about that? Or do they just call you and say, I want a session? Or
Can do it however they want. They can go on. I have my own website, Stewart Smith Photography. That's STEWART, not STU. Stewart Smith Photography. I'm on Instagram, so that's Stewart Smith Photography. That's a shocker, huh? And then on Facebook, Stewart Smith Photo. If they go to my Stewart Smith Photography, that's my personal page. I didn't know Facebook was going to become so big after MySpace. You kidding me? Were you on MySpace?
I don't think MySpace exists anymore, but yes, I was. I probably still have a profile on there.
I do. I get people still requesting to be my friend.
But like, I don't even know the password to get on.
I know. MySpace. Yeah, I'm getting MySpace requests. I'm like, what planet are you from? People still
That
use
was like a long time ago.
Yeah, people still use it. So anyway, I don't even know what my name is on MySpace anymore. But I don't know my password.
I don't
I
either.
probably have a bunch of emails. Justin Timberlake probably has emailed me by now, wanting me to do something on MySpace. Did he buy? I heard he bought it.
Maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Why would you buy MySpace?
Nobody uses it anymore. Well,
Buying a pet rock. Anyway, I don't know what my MySpace name was. I assume it's Stewart Smith Photography. I'm on LinkedIn, Stewart Smith Photography. Trying to think of what else.
you should have Snapchat. That's another.
I'm on it. Listen, I joined Snapchat. I saw someone with the dog, you know, to make the tongue come out. And I thought it was the greatest thing until I got on Snapchat. Like, I mean, once I friended a bunch of people, and I'm going to ask you, I don't know if you do this, and I don't know what it is about females on Snapchat or even on the Instagram stories. I'm really puzzled by this, and maybe the audience can write me and tell me what this is all about. If I had my phone, I'd do it better. But why do girls hold their phone up and they look at themselves and just primp their hair? That's 15 seconds of my life I want back every time I see this. They will hold their phone and like they'll look at, like it's self-discovery, like, oh my God, who is that person in the camera? Oh, that's me and my hair looks bad. They don't say a word and they do this. Do you have friends that do this? Why?
I don't know.
I'm going to start interviewing you. Tell me why. Why do females think it's a necessary thing to primp their hair and not say a word for 15 seconds?
It's just what females do, I guess. To make sure they look pretty for if a guy comes along or something.
Like, wow, you got a lot of depth. You primp your hair for 15 seconds. Don't say a word. I want to hang out with you. That would be great. Let's go out to eat so I can watch you.
Maybe they'll meet their dream guy or something, so they're making sure their hair is all in the right spot. I really don't have an answer for you because I don't do that. So.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, I do Snapchat and I just do but I don't.
It's a weird thing. I'm sorry. It's just weird. I probably am upsetting 1,000 girls right now with this conversation. If someone can explain it to me, I'd be curious.
I can't explain it to you because I don't do it.
It's unexplainable, but you have friends that do it. I know you do. Yes, you do. Of course you do. This is why you think it's funny, because I'm saying something you probably wanted to say, right? Okay, I'll be the bad guy.
Yep.
I'll take the blame. So what made you get on Snapchat?
What made me get on Snapchat?
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody else was doing it, I guess. So I
Uh-huh.
just
But you're not doing the hair primping?
no.
All right, thank you.
I just like, but the only thing I can't figure out with Snapchat is like, because a lot of people can, because I take a lot of pictures of Romo, right? So I know you don't know Romo, but you must see him on my page.
Mm-hmm.
But people can actually put the ears on their own dog, and I can't figure out how they do that because like it's like I try to make it, but I think it's because the camera actually has to see the head. I don't know, but
I think it's the eyes.
or
I think
the
it
eyes.
lets in, yeah.
Maybe he's not looking in the right.
Yeah,
I
you
don't-
got to train them to look at the camera.
I don't know.
Hold a treat, glue a treat to your camera,
I don't.
and then your dog will start having cat ears and halos and stuff.
I'll have to try that.
Let me know how that works out.
Yes.
Or maybe just hand the phone to your dog, and your dog could be like grooming himself. Would you watch a dog groom himself for 15 seconds? No.
No.
So why do I want to? I'm sorry. I don't get it. I really don't get this. I don't know.
I don't know.
The unexplained things in
Yeah.
the world.
But is there anything else you were interested in before photography, or were you just like, I have to do this? And do you have to go to school for photography, or?
Yep. Before photography, the only thing I was interested in was Nintendo and my baseball cards. Like that was it. That was my world, and playing sports with my friends.
So then, after photography came along, like how many weddings do you do and senior pictures and?
Oh boy, I've shot over 200 weddings. I know that. I can't remember how many weddings exactly I've shot, but I know I reached the 200 mark, and I'd say the same thing about seniors. I've been shooting since '95.
Well, thank you so much for helping me get to so many likes on my page.
Oh, we're gonna get you to
'cause
1,000.
it just kept going up and up.
1,000.
Like, that's my goal, is to get to 1,000.
Yeah. How many? Just 1,000?
No, like a lot more than 1,000, but that's my goal. Is
Baby steps.
yeah, baby steps.
1,000.
But I want to get to 1,000 at least.
All right. When you get to 2,000, I come back on the show. We'll talk more about stuff.
Photography.
Yeah. There's other things we can talk about. There's a whole a lot of stuff.
And you sent me some pictures, and they'll insert the pictures in the show afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you took a lot of pictures of Michelle from Sugarbox, and how did you start doing that for her? Because I know you took a lot of pictures of Michelle,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that how did you guys meet?
Well, I saw her perform, and
From Sugarbox.
yeah, and I'm like, this girl's like so cool. Like she's just super cool. She exudes coolness. Like she sweats, and it's just sweating cool. She just has such a great aura about her, and a great vibe. She's like the sweetest person. She's a beautiful girl, and so I did. They contacted me to do a shoot of the band.
For Sugarbox.
Yep. So if you saw the promo shots, like I did all those.
Yeah.
And we just connected, and I had a couple ideas, and I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, she would be perfect for it. Because if you're gonna get into modeling or whatever,
Yeah.
or as a photographer, you find that person that you can do things with. That you got to be outgoing. You have to be willing to just put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And Michelle was that person. She just had such a great energy. And I mean, the first photo shoot we did, it was crazy. Like we were running on all cylinders. By the time we got done the shoot, I was like, I don't know what that was, but it was pretty awesome. So then, I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. It's called, I forget it's the part like out in California. It's a bunch of people that go out in the desert, not Burning Man, but I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't, Coachella. I saw all these outfits that people were wearing at the Coachella, and I'm thinking Michelle kind of had that vibe.
Yep.
So we went out one day, and we just did like very natural kind of bohemian type shots.
Yeah.
And I mean, those pictures came out awesome. Like I've shot it twice, and both photo shoots were amazing. We became really good friends, and I miss her. She's out in LA doing her thing. I'm very proud of her.
I still follow her on Instagram.
Yep. She's a sweetheart. One of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I keep trying to tell her to come back to Maine, but I don't know.
I think California has a nice warm weather though, like.
And it has what it offers what she needs.
Yeah.
Like she needed to be like a little butterfly, spread her wings and fly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think she's gonna do good. She'll be fine wherever she goes.
Yeah.
And I miss her.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? You know, getting back to Michelle, like it's cool when a photographer has a muse.
Yeah.
Like a muse is
So
someone.
she's your muse.
She was, yeah, for sure, without a doubt. Those are important to have because there's times when I'll do a photo shoot, you know, and the creative part, that's the hard part about being a photographer sometimes is you have the creative part and it's hard to find people to do the things that you want to do. Do you know what I mean? So if you hire me to do a shoot, I'm going to do what you want to do. But I'm thinking this would be a great idea to do with this person, but that's not quite where the photo shoot is going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes when people really inspire me, or I'll be out in the mall or whatever, like there's been times when I would go up to people and be like, hey, you need to contact a modeling agency. Like I think you have a great look about you. You know, it's been cool, like throughout my career, it's like I've helped people launch them into different things, and people have gotten to do some really cool photo shoots or even acting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to
And
finally meet you.
I'm so excited to finally meet you. We've been Facebook friends forever, and thank you again for getting me some more likes on my.
Oh, I'm gonna keep working on it.
On my
Once this comes out.
on my actual show, because I have two different pages. I have a personal one and I have one just for the show that has all my YouTube shows on there that I've done, because Sugarbox is on YouTube also. On the Awesome Master Show. So thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And like I said, they're gonna insert your pictures after the show.
Sure.
Do it that way. And they're beautiful pictures. I thought they were beautiful.
Thank you.
The weddings and models and seniors, and I think you sent me some of the sky too.
Yeah.
So everybody will be able to see those. But thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I thought I was gonna get to ask you a couple questions. No?
Maybe next time.
Next time?
Yeah.
Okay. Next time. Well, when we hit 2,000.
When we hit 2,000.
I'll come back. I'm gonna sit there. You sit here.
Okay.
All right.
Good. I'll be in hot seat.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.